Hey, Coach. Shane O'Brien with AM New York. You were 3-0 up after 21 minutes. Are you somewhat disappointed that you didn't kick on? I mean, goal difference could come into play on the last day of the season.
Yes and no. You go 3-0 up, and at some point they're going to come back into the game. They're well coached by a new coach. They're playing free. All I heard on the side from the bench was play free, because they have nothing to play for, right? Nothing to lose, and that's dangerous. So I knew at some point they were going to come back into the game, and they're much improved. They're a good team. I think it was more them improving than us taking our foot off the gas. What I do think is we showed that side that we had to show in the Cincinnati game, and that's a huge positive. Of course we'll review the game, and of course we go through it and we fix it. We want to carry games, control games more. But to defend the game the way that we did, I think it's a positive when we've accepted the criticism over the Columbus game and the Cincinnati game away. So to show that real steel is, I'll take that as a positive going into playoffs.
Go with George and then Scott.
Coach, second half you guys took the foot off the pedal just a little bit. Was there any talk about that? Because you're going into another place where this team's fighting for a playoff spot, so they have to win your next game. So how important is it for you to let these guys know that they took their foot off the gas and now it's time to get back?
Yeah, I think the initial thing is to be hurt and to be angry about maybe not carrying the game and maybe giving so much away. But the reality is, I think we're at the end of a really, really difficult 3-game week. We're off the back of 2 incredible performances in the centre of emotionally and aggressive, and the Cincinnati game's difficult. Let's not forget where Cincinnati are. They're the Sports Steel champions, and they're chasing and fighting for everything. And Red Bull, right? So I knew there was going to be an element of fatigue. We made 3 changes in the game to try and get that in, and I do want to kick on from the start. We do have to look at how we retain or regain control in the game. So there's definitely elements of having to improve in this game, but at the same time, not very often teams in this league win 3 on the run, and at this stage of the season, and you know what, I've been there. You've all guys been with me, right? Last year, we play so well, we play so well and lose. The game was so tight, we fall on the wrong side of the result. There is something in just being a team that can execute results, and I believe those are the teams you need to take into playoffs.
We're going to go with Scott and Matt and JJ.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on another win in this case. Talk a little bit about the tandem of Santi and Alonso. They amount to about half the goals that you've had this season. This is the 7th season, I believe, in 10 seasons of the club history that you've scored at least 50 goals in a season. But from a coach perspective, talk about how you feel with that kind of tandem happening. Thanks.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. So I've said all along, and I don't mind sharing little bits and pieces in and around the press, that we did a really in-depth review, led by David Lee, our sporting director. It involved myself and all of the sporting staff, and it was literally looking at why we didn't make the line last year. It's so easy to say, it's the players, or it's the coach, or deep down it is, in my time of being successful with football teams, there's always a reason why you can't be consistently a winning team, and goals was one of those. We didn't score enough goals last year. So we set a target of wanting to score 55 goals. We believed we would be in and around 4th if we scored 55 goals, knowing that last year our defensive record was the 2nd best in the Eastern Conference. So I'm proud that we've achieved that. Now, within that target, there's a lot of layers, right? You have to have a guy that can add a certain amount of goals. You have to have a second guy that can also chip 2 or 3 guys. Then you have to chip in with goals. And as Wolves had a lot of assists, Tavon Gray's had a lot of assists. We've had goals from Andres Pereira. And so for me to have Alonso Martinez, that's on 16 now, I think is incredible for him, and for us he's been by far our most clinical guy in the team. And Santi Rodriguez is our guy, right? Maxi Morales for many years has been the catalyst of our offensive game, and still is now, right? You look at him still pulling the strings in there as our number 10, but to have both of them in and have Santi Rodriguez now alongside him makes the game dangerous for teams. It gives Alonso Martinez a lot of service. It gives our fullbacks chance to get high and wide and add, which Kevin O'Toole and Tavon have. So, to be able to be an offensive team, my aim was to be an attacking team this year, to be a team that can score from every phase of the game. And we've scored 2 from set play in the last 3 weeks, so we're improving.
Hey Coach, Matt Mangum, Hudson River Blue. Congrats on the win, but I wanted to ask about the defense. It's 10 MLS games without a clean sheet. Of course, defended well against the Red Bulls recently in Miami and still today, but what can you say about that going into the playoffs where keeping a clean sheet could be vital, especially on the road? Thank you.
Yeah, listen, like I said, I don't mind sharing. So, one thing I said to all the staff was, if this team is going to play the way that I want it to play, we're going to concede more goals this year. We will get to 55, maybe more, but we will also concede more than last year because we're going to be aggressive. We're going to be on the front foot. We're going to expose our defenders. We're going to give our goalkeeper many more shots to save because that's the if you're going to go on a high press, if you're going to be aggressive on the front foot, you're going to leave space in behind, and you're going to isolate defenders, and they're going to have to defend 1v1, and that comes from me. The fact that we've conceded more goals comes from me because it's a trade-off, right? You can't sit and be aggressive, and you can't be aggressive and not give space. It's almost like, what do you want to do? I wanted to be a team that can score on counter-attack, but also can score from high pressing, and we've shown that. I wanted to be a team that can add numbers and have offensive fullbacks and 2 number 10s and a 9, and that's going to put your team under pressure. And I'm proud of the defense this year because they've embraced it. Matt Fries is, again today, incredible saves, but we're putting them under pressure, right? We're giving space. We're defending 1v1 at the back. So the fact that we've conceded more goals this year is on me, and there's 2 things sort of go hand in hand.
JJ
Pavlik, Bad Dog Sports. Nick, congratulations on the win. You obviously guys are been on a 3-game win streak now, but now you have the international break. Are you embracing the break, or would you rather have had decision day be on the international week?
I would probably rather roll into it. I would probably, just keep the games coming. We're in form. We played well in the Chicago game for long periods, but didn't get over the line. We were really good in Columbus, but didn't get over the line. And then we've managed to find our form through Miami and through those games. So yeah, I'd probably want to roll into it, but you have to take the opportunity to rest guys. 3-game week. Some guys have put in an incredible shift, so to give them some time off, spend some time with their families is a positive.